Imagine yourself lying in bed. The lights have softened, and the weight of the long day slowly melts away. Your mind begins to drift, light as a wandering star in the sea of night. Take a deep breath in, and exhale gently, letting everything from today fade quickly into the past. Now, there is only you and your own breath. Hello there. Welcome to MoonWhisper Sleep, where the universe tells stories through light and dreams are woven from the sounds of peace. Perhaps today has been a long day for you, or maybe you're someone who prefers listening to the mysteries of the sky instead of counting sheep. Either way, tonight's journey is yours. You don't have to do anything at all. Just rest. Let the night move slowly. No rush, no thoughts. All you need to do is breathe in softly and exhale lightly, like a thought dissolving in the moonlight. As your eyes close, you are still drifting with the earth, with the moon, with billions of stardust particles floating through space. We are never truly still. Even in sleep, our bodies glide through the infinite ocean of the cosmos. If you feel your heart begin to quiet, that is the moment. The universe starts to speak. Now, don't try to listen with your ears. Listen with your heartbeat, with your breath, and with the dream waiting to unfold. Out there, the universe is still breathing. The stars whisper to one another in the ancient language of light, and if we stay silent long enough, perhaps we might catch a glimpse of what the cosmos murmurs, while humankind lies peacefully asleep. Let your mind grow calm, your breath slow, and your body become so light. It feels as though even gravity has fallen asleep, because tonight, we will listen to the universe's quiet tales, about galaxies embracing each other, about stars dreaming in the dark, about light that travels for millions of years, just to touch your eyes. Once in all of time, we are not only gazing at the starry sky, we are drifting among the stars. The Milky Way, our home, has been spinning for over 13 billion years, and with every turn, it tells stories of light, of darkness, and of humanity itself. Behind that tender beauty lie untold secrets. Wandering stars in the night, invisible forces weaving the framework of the cosmos, and ancient remnants that challenge what we thought was real. We will gently travel through shimmering spiral arms, all the way to the dark heart of the galaxy, where black holes sleep deeply. Through billions of silent years, you will hear of stellar nurseries, where new light is born from the dark, of colossal collisions, and of stars older than the Milky Way itself. Tonight, this story is not just for you to learn something new, but to help you drift into a sleep filled with wonder, where every thought gently dissolves, and only the rhythm of the universe remains beside you. If these journeys bring you stillness, a place where your soul can quietly rest in peace, then softly press like and subscribe, not just so you can return again, but so that someone else, somewhere out there, might also find their way here. Another weary soul, lulled to rest beneath the stars. And now, close your eyes and let us begin. Because even as you sleep, the universe is still telling its stories. Do you remember the last time you looked up at the night sky? Perhaps it's been a very long time. We often think stars only shine in silence, but if you listen long enough, you'll realize every star has its own dream. Some stars dream of being born. Within the cold clouds of dust and hydrogen gas, the universe gently gathers each tiny grain. With invisible threads of gravity, they twist, turn slowly, and then suddenly ignite, like the first breath of a newborn being. That light does more than brighten a corner of the sky. It awakens the stillness of space around it. And there are stars that dream of dying, not out of fear, but because they know they are returning to where they first began. When their energy runs out, they blaze one last time, brilliant, fierce, then break apart into countless tiny specks of dust, scattering everywhere to seed the birth of new stars. If you are hearing this, remember every star you see tonight may have vanished thousands of years ago. The light you see is no longer the present, but a memory, wandering through time. The universe never rushes. It simply whispers long stories and waits until you are calm enough to hear them fully through the quiet language of dreams. There are stars that are lonely, wandering along the edges of galaxies, belonging nowhere, with no planets circling around them, drifting alone in the dark. People call them rogue stars, travelers of light. They are not hopeless. They are simply dreaming a long dream, that somewhere in this vast ocean of sky, someone still remembers their light. While you sleep, a star may be born, and perhaps another star has just gone out. The universe never stops breathing. It inhales through birth and exhales through endings. And between those two breaths lies life itself, calm, slow, eternal. So if ever you feel lost, remember that even the stars were once lonely too. They keep shining, never knowing if anyone is watching. And perhaps that's what makes every star most beautiful. Light that doesn't need an audience, yet still glows, still dreams. Sometimes we forget humans and stars are not so different after all. Both are born from dust. Only one burns across the sky, while the other learns to shine from within. Every star begins just like us, a tiny speck, adrift in the vastness of space, not yet knowing what it will become, only feeling a pull, a force gathering all its scattered parts into something alive. That is what the universe calls a beginning. And we call it being born. Like the stars, we too grow through pulses, sometimes brilliant, sometimes fading away. There are days we burn brightly, believing we are strong enough to warm the world. And there are nights when we only want to curl inward, to hide within the dark, afraid that our light isn't as radiant as others. But the universe has never judged a star by its brightness. It loves every spark, faint, trembling, as long as it still wants to shine. And in the same way, life never asks us to be perfect. It only asks that we keep wanting to believe, keep wanting to love, keep wanting to dream. Every joy will eventually find its way back to us. Some stars die too soon, yet their light keeps traveling across millions of years until it touches our eyes tonight. Just like the people we once loved, though they are no longer here, the feelings they left behind still glow, still move through time, warming us on the coldest nights. The universe may stretch into infinity, yet at times it feels as lonely as the human heart itself. There are stars that drift through darkness for billions of years, never once seen by anyone. And our world is much the same. So many souls shining quietly, just hoping that someday someone will look their way. If you are listening now, know this: the universe is never silent. It whispers within every beat of your heart. When you love, when you grieve, when you forgive, it hears you. Because you are not outside the universe, you are a part of it. A star that can feel, that can care, that can remember. And when you sleep, the universe will still be there, placing its hand upon your shoulder through the moonlight, lulling you with the breath of the stars, and whispering softly, "Sleep now, my little light. Tomorrow, I will still be here shining with you." If the universe has a heartbeat, then the Milky Way is its slow, steady breath. Each rotation of the galaxy is an inhale, gathering dust, gas, and light. And every stellar explosion, every burst of radiance, is an exhale, returning to space, all that once belonged to it. The galaxy you live in is never still. It is moving, growing, changing, just as the human body quietly renews each cell while we sleep. Gases from distant space flow inward, old stars dissolve, and new sparks of light are born. Nothing is ever truly lost. Everything is simply a transformation of energy, like how humans shed tears to find relief and smile to begin again. At times, the Milky Way wavers, pulled off balance by other galaxies, just as we sway when life shifts its course. But it always finds its balance again, still spinning, still shining, still gentle, as if untouched by chaos. Peace is not the absence of motion, it is the art of turning gracefully within change itself. At the center of the galaxy, a supermassive black hole sleeps quietly. It may sound frightening, but it is that very heart that keeps the galaxy in place. Its invisible pull is like a deep breath, embracing everything, holding on to what deserves to remain, and letting go of what has fulfilled its purpose. Just like the human heart, only in stillness can we truly hear our own rhythm. Sometimes we forget that we too are part of that very breath. When you inhale, you are breathing in fragments of a star that exploded billions of years ago. When you exhale, you are sending the tiniest pieces of yourself back into the universe. And one day, they will come together to form stars, to form clouds, to form another life, waiting to be born. We call it a cycle, but the universe calls it the continuation of love. Nothing truly ends. No one is ever truly gone. There is only energy changing roles, light transforming itself, and souls continuing their journeys in new and different forms. So, don't worry if today you feel tired. Even galaxies have their quiet days, their nights without light, their moments of falling apart so they can begin again. Just breathe, the way the Milky Way still breathes, slowly, gently, eternally. Because in the end, the universe doesn't teach us control, it teaches us how to let go and trust in the rhythm of all things. Just as the stars keep smiling in the night, and the galaxy keeps softly singing, even when no one is listening. Far beyond the edge of the Milky Way, where light grows scarce, and time itself seems to breathe in whispers, a small star drifts alone. No planets to orbit, no other suns to speak to, only itself and the infinite silence. They call it a rogue star, a lost wanderer. It has broken free from the galaxy's orbit, fallen away from the gravitational embrace of its sibling stars, and from there, begun its aimless journey through darkness. Around it, nothing remains but faint ribbons of dust, pale blue clouds of gas, drifting like thin mist, tiny crystals of ice reflecting its dim, solitary light, before slowly dissolving into the deep, endless black of space. Out there, there is no dawn, no dusk, only a solitary light warming itself, and a universe too vast to ever know where home truly is. Sometimes, an old meteor drifts by, cold and silent. It leaves behind a faint trail like a gentle nod, then vanishes again, leaving the star alone once more. If it could feel sadness, perhaps it has long grown familiar with that feeling, because for the stars, loneliness is not a tragedy. It is the nature of existence, and even though no one is there to see it, it still burns. It still shines, every second, every pulse, as if deep within it lies a promise it has long forgotten. That light is not born to be witnessed, but simply to exist. Its light travels endlessly, through ancient clouds of hydrogen, sliding through regions of space, where gravity is so faint that time itself seems to pause. And then, a tiny fragment of that light will touch someone's eyes, perhaps yours, on a distant night, far in the future. By then, the star may have long since died, but its light remains, flying tirelessly through silence, like a message written in light, sent across millions of years. I'm still here, even if no one remembers. And perhaps, if that star had a heart, it wouldn't long to be seen. It would only wish to be understood. For within its solitude lies something profoundly beautiful, the gentle steadfastness of souls who know that light needs no witness, and still they shine, because that is how they exist. Imagine that you are lying within the heart of the Milky Way, surrounded by light, stardust, and the breath of time itself. Everything begins to slow down, until only peace remains, and the sound of your heartbeat blends with the rhythm of the universe. Let the Milky Way hold you gently, in its swirling arms. After billions of years of drifting, the lost star finally passes through a region of light. A vast cloud of gas is forming new stars, and from afar, it sees a glow faint, but still, light. It slows down, not because of gravity, but because its heart, if it has one, has learned what it means to miss. That other light isn't large, just a young star, newly awakened. It still trembles, still uncertain how long it can shine. And when the two lights touch in space, no sound is heard. Only a single streak of radiance is born, gliding through the darkness, like a breath of the universe itself. No words are spoken, yet both understand. No light is ever meaningless. Every star, no matter how small, carries within it a fragment of the beginning, and a fragment of what it means to belong. From that moment, the lost star no longer feels alone. It still drifts, still belongs to no galaxy. But now, within the darkness, it knows that out there are other lights burning beside it. No need to be near, no need to touch. Just knowing they exist in the same vast sea of sky is enough to warm the entire cosmos. And perhaps that is how the universe comforts lonely souls, by showing them that no one is ever truly lost, only moving along their own orbit, until one day their light happens to meet another's, and they realize they were never alone. Because in the end, all of us, whether stars, humans, or dreams, are woven from the same thread of light. And as long as a single light still burns, the universe remains beautiful, and it continues to love. Now, slowly close your eyes. Let the stars watch over your sleep. They are still shining out there, quietly, patiently, like distant friends. who have never once looked away from you, not even for a second. The night sky tonight is not empty. Every point of light you see is a promise. That light always knows how to find its way back, even when you are lost. In the darkness of your own heart, the universe still surrounds you, gentle, vast, and always holding you close in its arms. Breathe softly, very softly. No need to try, no need to think too much. Each breath you take in is the heartbeat of the galaxy, and each breath you release is the sound of wind passing through distant stars. You are not alone, not ever. You are a part of that very breath. Let your body loosen and soften like morning mist, so that sleep drifts in slowly, like a small leaf falling gently through a peaceful sky. The stars will keep you safe tonight, and as you dream, the universe will lean close, cradling you in the light of its own being. Sleep well, little lamp of the cosmos. Let everything melt into this tender stillness. Tomorrow, when you awaken, the universe will still be there, still spinning, still breathing, and still loving you in its own quiet way. Far beyond the edge of the Milky Way, a small star drifts. No planets, no moons, no one to call its name. They call it a rogue star, a wandering star, a traveler belonging to no galaxy at all. Each day, it continues to shine, even though no one sees it. Its light travels through solitude, crossing the dense black voids of space, searching only for a place to be reflected. But there is something strange about it. That light has never once stopped, and in the moment you close your eyes tonight, a ray from that wandering star may have just reached Earth, gentle as a greeting whispered to your heart, as if the universe itself were reminding you, no matter how far you go, your light will always be seen. Inside the heart of a dead star, tiny particles are born: carbon, oxygen, iron, gold, so small that even if you gathered 1 trillion of them, they would barely fill a single teardrop. Then, the star explodes, its dust scattered across space, drifting for millions of years until a fragment of it falls to Earth and becomes a part of you. Each time you place your hand over your chest and hear your heartbeat, that is the echo of ancient stardust. The universe has never left you. It simply chose to stay, in the form of a human being. The story of the wandering star. Do you see a reflection of yourself within it? How many times have you drifted too, through a world too loud, feeling as though you belonged nowhere at all? There are mornings you wake up, look out the window to a gray sky, and feel a heaviness inside, as if every light had gone out. And then you smile, because you know that even when the sky is at its darkest, the stars are still burning somewhere. We, like the stars, sometimes must drift far from where we once belonged to find ourselves again in another space. Sometimes we must lose our way to realize that light does not lie ahead. It lives within our own hearts. You may have felt small, like a speck of dust in an endless universe, but remember, that speck was once part of a star, and perhaps it is still shining in its own way. Each time you love someone, each time you reach out to help, each time you forgive, each time you smile while your heart is still healing, that is when you are shining. You don't need to be brilliant, only to be real. The universe doesn't need us to be perfect. It only hopes that we keep burning, even if only as a single small spark. Because to the universe, every light is sacred, and sometimes it is the faintest light that saves another soul in the dark. Perhaps you don't realize it, but every time you love someone sincerely, the universe grows a little brighter. Every time you forgive, the particles of energy within you tremble, and that light travels farther than you can imagine. Love, kindness, compassion, these are the eternal energies, the very forces that keep the universe breathing and that allow us to find one another among billions of stars. If tonight you feel weary, let your soul drift for a while. It's all right if you feel lost. The light is still watching over you. Just like the wandering star that found another glow, you too will meet the people you're meant to meet, the moments that will make you realize you've come home. And then you will understand something beautifully simple, that this universe, no matter how vast, is still a pair of arms wide enough to hold you and gentle enough to lull you to sleep. Now then, close your eyes. The universe will keep you safe. Tonight, don't try to think of anything more. Just feel your breath. Soft, steady, slow, like the heartbeat of the cosmos. The stars are still watching over your sleep. The sky is still shining, even if you cannot see it. Beautiful dreams are waiting for you on the other side of consciousness, where time has no name and peace is the only language left. All your worries may fall asleep before you do. All unfinished things can wait until tomorrow. Tonight, you only need to sleep. Because the world will keep turning, the light will find its way back, and the universe will keep you safe within its embrace. Sleep well, the little light of the cosmos. Tomorrow, when you wake, the sun will smile at you, as if the night had never existed. And somewhere, in the deep reaches of space, a lonely star will smile softly, because it knows its light has finally reached your heart. May you sleep peacefully and dream the gentlest dreams. Let your mind dissolve into the universe, where every worry turns into distant stars. Tonight, the sky will lull you with the breath of tranquility, soft as light drifting through silent clouds. Sleep now, a little light of the universe. As you fall into slumber, remember that billions of stars are quietly shining, just to remind you that even in darkness, you are always loved. And when dawn gently touches your window, the sun will smile to greet you, while the universe still there, tender and infinite, will be waiting to tell you another story. If you're still here, let this moment be a soft bend in the night, not to stay awake longer, but to fall into a deeper sleep. Inhale deeply, so deeply, and exhale softly. Do you feel your body becoming lighter, more relaxed? Do you still remember the river of light we traveled together? Tonight, we'll loosen the body even more, to drift farther beyond the curves unseen by the eye. Out there, cosmic dust does more than hide the stars. It cradles the unborn seeds of future light. Each tiny grain, made of carbon, silicates, and frost fine as mist, carries silent traces of organic life. If you press your ear to your palm, you might almost hear them whisper, "We will become rain, then clouds, then stars." In those molecular clouds, cold as the first whispers of winter, just a few degrees above absolute zero, gravity gathers each grain, each breath of gas, spinning them into flat disks around a warming core. Someday nuclear fire flickers to life. A star opens its eyes. No rush, no fireworks, just a tiny click of the universe, that from where you lie sounds like your heartbeat is slowing by half a beat. When a star grows old, it gives everything back to space. Its gaseous shell unfurls like ink blossoming in water. Heavy elements, iron, calcium, gold, scatter like pollen dust. And far away, a cold cloud receives that dust, absorbing it, settling it, forming grains of rock and ice. And one day, a planet, you and I, every atom, they are part of that beautiful cycle of return. Tonight, knowing this is enough for peace. Now, inhale deeply, so deeply, and exhale gently. At the edge of the galactic disk, streams of hot wind breathe out like colossal chimneys. When many massive stars die together, their explosions ignite waves of heat, piercing the star disk, forming chimneys that vent energy into the dark halo. They are the galaxy's slow respiration, rising, cooling, falling, feeding the next generation of clouds. And we, small yet intricate, are sleeping within that very breath. There are invisible rivers, too, flowing inward from afar, delicate filaments of the cosmic web, sliding into the galaxy like underground springs. No one hears their sound. But sometimes, amid the quiet background you hear now, imagine a deep, low note. That's the voice of those gas streams, pouring into the Milky Way's hearth, keeping the story alive. From where we lie, the sky looks flat as silk. In truth, the galactic disk bends, one side dipping, one side lifting, like a paper boat gliding across a lake. That boat carries us through slow waves of density, where young stars cluster thick, old stars thin out. A motion unhurried, yet long enough to rearrange fate. Some nights, the universe sends us letters without stamps. They pass through everything: walls, oceans, bodies, so light they almost don't exist. They are neutrinos. As you drift towards sleep, you might imagine each letter quietly passing through you, carrying tales from the sun's core, from supernovae, from the collisions of distant stellar remnants. You don't need to read them. Just know, someone out there still speaks of you, in invisible handwriting. Elsewhere, rhythmic pulses echo through the night. That is a pulsar, a neutron star spinning fast, sending out beams with uncanny precision. If you set its rhythm beside your own breath, you'd find two very different tempos, one mechanical, perfect, one soft as waves. Yet, listen closely, and you'll find they blend, for both are ways the world keeps time. From one city of stars to another, some travelers still wander alone. Planets without parent stars, stars without a home. They are not lost. They are simply on longer journeys than most of us. If you've ever felt you don't belong, remember, in this galaxy, even not belonging is a way of belonging. The universe has room for every path. Have you noticed? Each time you exhale, the room feels a little wider, as if the walls gently recede. In that widening space, you hear another story. Long ago, the sun had a large family, a warm cluster, like a fire's glow. Time stretched their orbits apart, gravitational winds scattered them. The sun's siblings drifted across the galaxy. They still shine, only now in faraway cities of stars, and we quietly search for them. Through new maps data as delicate as fingerprints, we travel through the dark alleys of the thick disk. Where old stars dwell, metals are scarce, orbits tilted, then turn down the bright boulevards of the thin disk, where glowing clouds and young clusters laugh together. Above us, the vast halo hangs like a second sky, strewn with round globular clusters, golden lanterns burning patiently. For more than 12 billion years, they are in no hurry, and neither are you. Can you hear the rain of stardust falling? Each night, Earth welcomes tiny grains from space. As they touch the atmosphere, they flare into thin streaks, like the soft sound of a pencil brushing across paper. We once looked up and called them shooting stars. But truly, they are the universe's little notes, reminding us that everything passes through everything else to become one another. Near the center of the galaxy, there is a silent conductor. You've heard its name, a supermassive black hole. It doesn't devour the sky every day. Most of the time, it simply sleeps. But sometimes, a ribbon of gas falls inward, spiraling, heating up, flashing X-rays like embers glowing in a winter hearth. Billions of years ago, that furnace may have burned fiercely, and the light we see now is just the lingering warmth of its ashes. Hearing that is enough. We don't need to go near. We only need to pass by, quietly. When you place your palm over your chest, what do you feel? Beyond your heartbeat, there are traces of stars that died, so you could exist here. The iron in your blood, the oxygen in your lungs, all once were light. And light, once it leaves, never returns. But it leaves something behind. Warmth. Tonight, if your heart feels heavy, borrow a little of that warmth. Place it beneath your breastbone and let it ripple outward, like a circle upon still water. The galaxy is still growing, though not as humans grow. It deepens like the tone of a cello. Each year, a little richer, a little lower. From nearby dwarf galaxies, sometimes a stream of torn stars stretches thin across the sky, like stitches on the night's dark fabric. Those seams are not flaws. They are proof of care. The universe mends itself to stay warm. If your eyelids are growing heavy, let them close. We'll keep traveling with imagination, a sense that sometimes sees farther than sight. You are gliding along a stellar arm where density thickens. Each star is like a window of light, behind which lie countless small stories. An icy planet, a crimson world rich as wine, a place where violet winds have blown for 1,000 years without rest. We drift past, we do not knock, because respecting another's sleep is also a form of kindness. Our sun does not travel in a perfect plane. It sways like a drifting leaf, sometimes above, sometimes below the disk. Someone once asked, does that swaying create a rhythm felt on Earth? No one knows for sure. But among all uncertainties, we have learned one thing. Every motion, however small, needs a gentle space in which to unfold. Sleep does that for you. Far away, where light is faint, as a final breath of day, there are ancient stars nearly as old as the universe itself. They burn pale red, with little metal in them, like dried fruits that keep their fragrance for ages. While you sleep, they still burn their tiny flames, like lanterns hung at the gates, keeping watch for the whole galaxy. You may thank them with a nod in your dream. Beneath layers of dust, radio waves draw another map. Light is often hidden, but radio passes through a low whispering call, telling us, here lies cold gas. There, a magnetic field bends. Over there, a fading cloud of stellar remnants. We cannot see, yet we know. Just as you cannot see peace, but somehow, your body still recognizes it. And if you now need a staircase to descend a little deeper, I will place 3 light steps here for you. First step, inhale. Inhale deeply, so deeply, and exhale softly. Think of a color you love: midnight blue, honey gold, or silk violet. Second step, Silently whisper a short phrase, "I'm okay." With each exhale, let a tiny weight slip off your shoulders. Third step, imagine a distant star, blinking, and each time it blinks, the muscles around your forehead, neck, and shoulders soften a little more. Do you feel more comfortable and relaxed now? Are you still here? Then let me finish telling you one last little story about the great staircases in the heart of the galaxy. At the center, beside that silent conductor, there is a bridge made of stars, a long bar, turning slowly, guiding how gas and dust flow inward. And perhaps, deeper still, there's a smaller bridge, tilted at another angle, like in an old house, where a hidden staircase lies behind a curtain. You don't need to see it to know it's there. You can tell by the faint footsteps of stars passing across it. On certain nights, the faint band of light toward Sagittarius grows thicker. The stars crowd together, like busy streets at year's end. We stand in the suburbs of that city, quiet enough, between the galaxy's two great boulevards. A place not too loud, not too empty, just still enough for life to take root. You are exactly where you need to be. You don't have to go anywhere tonight. If there's something you still wish to forgive yourself for, let the universe bear witness. Very faint waves born from ancient collisions of black holes and neutron stars. They are rippling through space like gentle tremors. They pass through you, through this room, carrying the reminder, no matter how immense something feels, it is still only a delicate ripple. You may exhale now and allow yourself to feel lighter. Now, we'll drift a little farther still. Imagine you're sitting at the prow of the Milky Way itself. The night wind isn't cold, only cool, like water against your hand. Ahead, thin strands of gas fine as hair are being drawn into the starry disk. Behind, pale ribbons of stars fade away, like memories laid gently in their place. You rest your hand on the edge of the boat and listen to the faint vibration of the wood. That is the sound of the galaxy, still alive, yet profoundly still. Inhale deeply, so deeply, and exhale softly. If your eyelids now feel heavy, like leaves soaked with dew, let them close. All the stories left untold, the universe will continue them for you in your dreams. MoonWhisper Sleep will stay here amid the faintest music, keeping the air warm. As you drift deeper, the stars will shrink into fine dust upon your hair, so light that you won't even feel them. And when dawn leans through the window, the sun will touch you gently, as if someone were tucking a thin blanket over you. You'll know then. Tonight, you've traveled across galaxies, among the small lights of the cosmos. Here, every worry has a way out. Here, your heart has the right to rest. And here, within the heart of a galaxy still breathing, you are always safe. If you can still hear this voice, congratulations. You've drifted far, beyond the familiar sounds, beyond the small thoughts of the day, and into the weightless realm of sleep. In that place, the universe dreams too. Nebulae, vast clouds of gas and dust, curl like quilts suspended in the air. If you could see them through the eyes of infrared, you'd find them glowing in soft pinks, cool purples, and deep blues. The breaths of stars not yet born. Those lights make no noise. They breathe in rhythm with you, their crystalline dust drifting slowly, like your final thought before sleep carries you away. There are enormous clouds where hundreds of stars are born at once, then separate, scattering through the galaxy, like glittering grains of sand in the wind. Some large stars explode, and the elements within them, carbon, iron, oxygen, gather again in another cloud, beginning the endless circle of life anew. And so, over billions of years, the atoms that once created light now lie within your body. You are not just someone listening to the universe. You are the universe, listening to itself. If you look far beyond, where the galaxy meets infinite emptiness, you'll see faint, solitary glimmers, lonely galaxies, drifting in silence, slipping ever farther from everything else. Some have raced away so quickly that their light will never reach us again. And yet, even as they vanish, they still send their final notes, dim waves, soft echoes, a quiet farewell. Before falling into eternal sleep, the universe, too, knows how to say goodbye. And it does so, gently. Sometimes, among the streaming stars, one is flung away, a solitary traveler leaving its home, racing through the night like a tiny ember. We call them wandering stars, but in truth, they carry stories within them. Perhaps it's a star that lost its companion or escaped the embrace of a black hole. But wherever it goes, it still shines. For it needs no one to continue radiating its own light. So do you. Even when you walk alone, you still shine. As long as there is warmth, a heartbeat, a dream, within the densest clouds of dust, complex organic particles are forming. Methanol, formaldehyde, and even primitive DNA-like structures. The universe, somehow, has learned to compose the first music of life, out of dust and light. Each breath you take now is a line within that same song, gentle, rhythmic, filled with pauses and replies. When you close your eyes, imagine yourself drifting past a globular cluster, hundreds of thousands of ancient stars gathered into a soft golden sphere. They have been there since before the universe had a name. No one hurries. No one speaks. Only light touches light, then falls silent. You pass through, no need to ask permission. Here, everything welcomes you as one of its own. Some waves are not made of water, but of space-time. Tiny ripples are born when two black holes collide, or when a neutron star falls into its companion. These waves break nothing, but if you listen closely, you may feel a deep vibration, like the moment your heart hears the sound of the universe itself. Within every galaxy, there is a dance of dust. Particles move under magnetic fields, spinning slowly, sometimes giving off faint microwave glows, like the night's quiet breath in a deep forest. Dust, the thing we often brush away. This is the very foundation of wonder here. Without dust, there would be no stars, no planets, no you. And there, a lonely planet, with no sun of its own, no fixed orbit, drifting weightlessly in darkness. Its surface is sheathed in glass-like ice, but deep inside, the core remains warm. From the echoes of its first creation, you see, even in the coldest places, there is still warmth if we are patient enough to find it. Now, you are within the deepest layer of dreaming. Time seems to have stopped, and all light has turned into fine dust swirling around you. This voice is just a faint current of air, gently carrying you farther, to where there is no longer a boundary between you and the universe. All the worries you once held dissolve like vapor. All your memories become luminous clouds, drifting and blending into the wide, open sky. If there is one thing you should carry with you, it is this: you are loved, not only by people, but by existence itself. You are the result of 13 billion years of light, the breath of ancient stars, the proof that the universe wanted to see itself through your eyes. Inhale deeply, so deeply, and exhale softly. You are lying in the heart of the galaxy, beneath a blanket woven of starlight, besides the background music of time. The night is still long, but sleep has opened its door. You don't need to try. Just let go and let the world hold you. The universe whispers, "Little human, do not fear stillness." In silence, we hear our true voice. May you sleep deeply, in a place where the universe sings with its breath and the stars smile softly in their dreams. Some rays of light began their journey billions of years ago, and only now they have finally reached your eyes. You are looking into the past, not years, but millions, even billions of years. The light of a star you see tonight, it may have left it before humankind even existed. Across that cold, vast space, the light kept traveling through countless worlds, through dust, through gas, through time, just to arrive here, to touch your retina and whisper, "I have traveled this far, only to see you." If you imagine long enough, you might see that light as memory itself. Every star is a memory of the universe, and when we look up, we are reading the diary of time. Some stars have already gone out, yet their light is still traveling, still shining in our eyes, just as those we once loved remain within our memories. The universe has its own way of keeping what is beautiful. Farther still, at the edge of visibility, there are primordial galaxies, tiny glimmers so faint that even telescopes tremble to catch them. They are not only distant, they are ancient. These are the universe's first dawns, when the earliest stars flared to life, like sparks in the primal dark. That light has been traveling for over 13 billion years, crossing unimaginable distances, to tell us of the beginning, of where everything started, and where, mysteriously, you were already present. Because the atoms within you, we were once part of that very light. This world, you know, it is not entirely seen through the eyes. There are other kinds of light: infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays, radio waves, different notes in the universe's grand symphony. Each kind of light tells a different story. Some speak of death, some of rebirth, and some whisper only of the silence stretched between two moments. If you close your eyes and imagine yourself floating within that river of light, you'll feel that time is no longer something that flows, but something that sings. From here, you can glimpse parallel universes, worlds that may have branched off. The instant reality split in an unnoticed second. Somewhere out there, you may be hearing this same story again, but in a different voice, with a different ending, in a different existence, where the universe dreams of you just as you dream of it. No one knows if parallel worlds are real, but the idea is beautiful, because it tells us this: every possibility can exist, and in one branch somewhere, you have already found everything you ever wished for. Relax your shoulders, breathe in, and exhale softly. Feel each cell in your body begin to glow, like millions of tiny stars within the Milky Way that lives inside you. Your body is a miniature galaxy, each cell a world, each heartbeat is a small stellar explosion. Each breath is an expansion of the universe itself. You are not small. You are a delicate reflection of the whole. Out there, light is still traveling. Each ray leaves its birthplace, not knowing how far it will go, not knowing if anyone will receive it, but still, it goes, because that is the nature of light, to move, to radiate, even unseen, so it is with you. Perhaps no one sees all that you are trying to do, but the very fact that you continue to shine makes this world a little gentler. As you drift deeper into sleep, remember that billions of lights are still traveling, billions of stories still flowing, and all of them will meet somewhere in dreams. Your body is floating, light as a leaf carried by the wind of stars, gliding through layers of cosmic dust, through magnetic waves from sleeping suns. And then, amid that infinity, a small blue dot appears. Not a star, but Earth, the tiny home, turning slowly in the dawn light of the universe. From a distance, it seems so fragile. You might think it would vanish if you touched it. Yet within it are all the laughter, all the tears, and every story ever told. When you see it from the universe's point of view, you suddenly realize all your worries are so small. The things that keep you awake at night, the memories that weigh on your heart, they are only tiny ripples. In the endless ocean of time, from high above, you see Earth as a turquoise gem drifting in a black sea. There are no borders, no right or wrong, only one truth, life. And it is so beautiful that it leaves you silent. The clouds curl softly, like breath. The ocean reflects the moonlight, and the cities, those specks of brightness, flicker like the heartbeat of humankind. You realize, within every light, there might be someone else awake. Someone is also looking at the sky, wondering if anyone is out there, and if they, too, are listening to this story. Then you and they are already connected across space. As you slowly descend, the air grows thicker, warmer, and you begin to hear familiar sounds again. The wind weaving through trees, waves gently brushing the shore. Your heartbeat blends with everything around you. That is the sound of Earth, the sound of the place every journey returns to. You open your eyes, but not to wake, only to see that everything you've ever sought, peace, light, connection, has been here all along, in every breath. You don't need to look far for the universe, because it's always within you, in a gentle gaze, in a quiet word, in the way you listen to the world without rushing. Tonight, you are not just sleeping. You are merging with the motion of the cosmos, letting everything drift without resistance. Let your heartbeat slow, your breath grows warm, and allow every light, every story, to dissolve into the tender darkness of night. The universe will keep watch over you, as it has done for billions of years. Sleep well, little light of the Milky Way. Tomorrow, when you awaken, the sun will smile again, and everything will begin anew, lighter, brighter, because tonight, you've let yourself be healed by sleep. Your dream is drifting deeper. All sounds around you have faded. Only one deep, distant tone remains. Like the slow heartbeat of the universe, if you could hear space itself, you would know it is not silent. Space sings, not with a voice, but through vibrations, waves and invisible resonances moving through the void. Scientists call them gravitational waves, ripples in space-time born. When two massive objects collide, two black holes orbit one another for millions of years, then merge, and in that instant, a single deep note reverberates across the universe. If you could listen with your heart, you would feel that resonance. It isn't loud, it isn't hurried, it is the oldest song there is, still echoing to this day. Breathe in slowly, hold, exhale, as if to melt into the sound. Somewhere among the galaxies, there are massive chords, where hundreds of billions of stars spin together like notes in music. Galaxies collide, merge, and are born again, like repeating refrains in an endless symphony. One galaxy drifts into another, dust plumes rise, streams of gas twist together, and clusters of new stars form from the collision. There is no destruction, only transformation. Everything is music. If you listen long enough, you'll realize our Milky Way is singing too, not with sound, but with rhythm, a rotation that takes 230 million years, yet each second of it can be felt with the heart. With every turn, its spiral arms hum like colossal strings, and Earth, a speck of dust, is just one note in that orchestra, so small, yet never meaningless. Sometimes, the universe sings in light. Supernovae burst into brilliance for only a few seconds, then fade, like powerful chords struck in a symphony that spans billions of years. When those stars die, they leave behind echoes in space, remnants spinning fast, beaming steady radio pulses like cosmic drumbeats. Those pulsars, if you could hear them through an invisible ear, sounds like steady, gentle ticking, soft as a clock, lulling you to sleep. Tick, tock, tick. Each beat is a breath of the universe, and you, right now, are in harmony with that rhythm. Your heart beats, your lungs rise and fall, your body relaxes to the faint pulse in the distance. You are being lulled by the very vibrations of space-time itself. When two galaxies meet, there is no explosion, only intertwining ribbons of light, gentle collisions of gas, and new stars are born from the warmth of chaos, just like in life. Sometimes, collisions make us feel broken, but from them, the most beautiful things are born. Imagine yourself drifting through a sea of stars. Beneath you, the galaxies shimmer like waves. Each wave is a song, and each song a story. Some tell of creation, some of the repetition, and some contain only one note, the final breath of a star that has gone dark. The universe is never completely silent. Even in emptiness, energy still trembles, still whispers. That is the background music of space. And tonight, you are lying within it. If you listen closely, you might feel that you are no longer the listener, but part of the music itself, as though you have merged so completely with the sound that you can no longer tell whether it's the universe playing or your own heart. Perhaps the universe was never lonely because it always had itself to listen to. And you have never truly been alone because you are the resonance of something far greater. When the light of millions of galaxies merges, the universe glows with what's called the cosmic background light, a faint, ancient radiance that still fills the entire space. It is the echo of the very first dawn, when the universe was dense and hot, and light could not yet escape. Over 13 billion years have passed, and that light has slowly cooled, now wrapping around you like a thin blanket. Warm, gentle, and eternal. You are surrounded by the oldest light in existence. All through the night, it remains. Soft, yet enough to make you feel safe. There are moments when astronomers detect strange radio waves, bursts of energy so strong, so brief, they're like the universe blinking. They call them fast radio bursts. No one knows exactly where they come from. Perhaps from neutron stars, perhaps from colliding particles, or maybe from accidental signals of some faraway world. But whatever they are, they remind us the universe is still speaking, in its own language, And sometimes, it only needs one listener, like you. As you lie still, the music fades away, leaving only breath and heartbeat. Remember, everything has rhythm. From the spin of galaxies, to the vibration of atoms, to the rise and fall of your lungs, all share the same frequency, the frequency of life. Inhale deeply, deeply, and exhale gently. Now let the universe lull you with something small. When you sleep, your cells are singing too. The tiny electrical pulses in your brain, the delicate biological reactions. Together, they form a quiet symphony. No one else can hear it, but the universe can, because you are part of its song. Sleep now. Let the galaxies keep singing. Let every worry fall away. When you dream, remember you are not dreaming alone. Billions of worlds are dreaming too, and in that shared dream, the universe hums softly to remind you we all come from the same song. The night has traveled far, but the universe is not asleep. In the heart of space, light particles still drift, like raindrops lost in a shoreless ocean. They collide with stardust, skim past planets, then dissolve into the thin veil of nothingness. Perhaps they too are tired. Perhaps they too are looking for a place to rest. If you listen closely, you can hear the sound of mist falling among the stars, the sigh of cosmic dust. It embraces a newborn planet. Nebulae, half dream, half breath of wind, sway in the soft blue light of infant suns. It is not a loud scene, yet it echoes like a wordless lullaby, a song for souls still awake. Above, an ancient star is dying. It glows red, like the last ember in a hearth. Its light drifts outward, slow, steady, like the warmth radiating from your heart as you sleep. It will travel for millions of years, then fade away. But in this moment, you and it are shining together. Some galaxies have stopped birthing stars. They dim, then sink into darkness, like rain that has already fallen. Scientists call them dead galaxies. But perhaps the universe never dies. It only rests, just as you are resting now. Even light needs a place to stop. Even stars need a night to stop burning. Inhale, exhale, softly. Time stretches. Space expands like fabric breathing. Everything slows down, so slowly that your heartbeat syncs with the breath of the cosmos. You don't need to run anymore. You don't need to remember. You don't need to forget. Just drift, like light moving through the winter of space. Somewhere far away, a planet is orbiting its star. On its icy surface, a single drop of water quietly melts, beginning a new story of life. No one sees, no one hears, but the universe keeps singing. That is how it composes its songs, about survival, patience, and faith. Someone once asked, if no one hears it, does sound still exist? The universe smiled. I still sing even when no one listens. And so do you. Even if no one sees your smile in the night, it's enough to make some distant star smile back. Imagine standing at the edge of everything, looking out toward the last darkness of the universe, where light has never reached. There, nothing has a name, nothing has a shape, and yet, perhaps that's where dreams are born. From there, everything begins. A thought, a memory, a star, and you, a speck within that dream. Are you closing your eyes, listening to the murmurs of the night speaking about tomorrow, while dawn still lingers? On the far side of the universe, you are here, lying beneath your own sky. You don't need to see the light, because it is already blooming within you. A new day is coming, but don't hurry. The night still has one last trace of tenderness to give. Sleep now, the universe whispers. Morning will find you, but I will keep watch until the very last moment. Light has not yet risen, but warmth has begun to return. A thin beam cuts through the dark, and the world, from infinity, softly calls your name. The night has spread across the sky. Every sound dissolves into silence. Now even the universe closes its eyes. And you only need to drift. Above, the stars have stopped twinkling. Not because they've gone out, but because you're seeing them through the curtain of sleep. Everything blurs, like mist, like memory, like breath fading into the night. Now, every gravity softens. Nothing holds you anymore. Only waves of light gently carrying you through the spiral arms of the Milky Way. Do you hear it? A sound as thin as wind, whispering through the heart of space. It is the sound of the universe, sleeping. Far away, star clusters still turn, but slower. Each star is like a nightlight for the cosmos, lulling itself into dreams. And in those dreams, galaxies bloom again, then fade, then bloom once more. An endless breath. If you could see yourself from afar, you would see a tiny spark shimmering like a star upon the dark ocean, a gentle light, dreaming of kind things. That star is you, a star at rest. Breathe in, hold softly, exhale slowly. Your mind now is an ocean, still, vast, and deep, each thought a wave, and now those waves are fading. Don't try to stop them, just let them go. The way nebulae let light pass through them, not holding, only embracing, then releasing. Far, far away, even the last light grows tired. It folds in on itself like a letter that has finished its journey. On that page, there's only one line left. Sleep now, child of the stars. The universe is still here. From there, you begin to fall slowly, through layers of light, through stardust, through the lingering warmth of forgotten planets, and finally, you rest within the velvet darkness. There is nothing to understand, nothing to remember, only your heartbeat, steady, in rhythm with the heartbeat of the universe. A small star flares, then fades. A soft wind carries away its final glimmer, and you are sinking deeper into the place where everything is still, into the place you belong. There is no longer a boundary between you and the universe, only a shared breath. I am still here, the universe whispers, and I will lull you until time itself ceases to flow. Sleep now, little light of the sky. The stars are still turning, but slower, so as not to disturb your dreams. And if, within your dream, you see light unfurl softly like a flower, don't be afraid. It isn't the true dawn. It's the universe smiling in its sleep beside you. And now, the night has closed. Not with an ending, but with the faintest breath of the cosmos. If you can still hear this voice, know that you are safe. All the remains of the day are dissolving like tiny sparks fading in the air. The stars are still watching over your sleep. The sky is still shining, even if you can no longer see it. Beautiful dreams are waiting beyond the edge of consciousness, where time has no name and peace is the only language left. All your worries may fall asleep before you do. All unfinished things can wait for morning. Tonight, all you need to do is sleep. The world will keep turning, the light will return, and the universe will still cradle you in its palm. Sleep well, a little light of the Milky Way. Let your mind melt into the universe, where all your troubles turn into distant stars. Tonight, the cosmos will lull you with the breath of serenity. And if, in your dream, you hear a whisper soft as wind, don't be afraid. It is the universe saying, "You are not alone. I am still here. I have never left." Take a deep breath, hold it, and exhale, letting everything drift farther and farther still, until only your heartbeat remains, merged with the breathing of the universe. MoonWhisper Sleep, where the universe whispers and your dreams drift among billions of stars that breathe, as your soul is gently lulled into peaceful slumber.